Hey everyone, welcome back to Prepare for ArtFight with me, where we try and draw all our reference sheets before ArtFight begins. So let's do this. Feel free to draw along as I yap about my OC of the day. So today we're going to be drawing Dayshadow, which is my warrior cat sona. Definitely took some creative liberties with her. Like the very first thing I'm going to talk about is she's not very realistic design-wise, but I kind of just want to have fun with her. So she is a calico, and another thing I wanted to add when drawing her was that she has this little strand of seaweed that holds her hair. Yeah, she has hair. She has like a little ponytail, like bun type thing, because I thought it would be fun, okay? It's not lore accurate to warrior cats, okay? I don't care. She's a river clan warrior, and I had to look up if there was seaweed like in rivers, and apparently there's not really, it's called seaweed, so there's not really seaweed in rivers, but there's like other underwater algae that are kind of similar, so I just wrote seaweed, okay? But I did my research, I swear. Another thing I did research about was I love salmon so much, so I wanted to draw her holding a salmon, and I realized, for people who don't know, I believe Warrior Cats takes place in the UK. The native salmon in the UK is Atlantic salmon, so Atlantic salmon are indigenous to the UK. That's what I read, at least. So the big thing when drawing this ref sheet is I wanted her to look kind of realistic. Like, I wanted to draw in a more realistic art style, because when I think of warrior cats and like everything that I watched as a kid about warrior cats and everything, I always loved the more realistic styles. Like, the drawings that have accurate cat anatomy in the face and stuff always looked really cool. So the first thing I did was I compiled a huge sheet of cat references just from all sorts of different angles, and then I traced all of those to get an idea of how I would go about drawing all these different shapes. And then finally I chose a pose that I wanted to reference for Dayshadow, and I traced that pose at first to get an idea of how I was going to draw it, and then I put those off to the side and started from scratch drawing this pose because I wanted to draw it. I didn't trace the final pose, if that makes sense. I also just quickly wanted to mention that when making this ref sheet, I really wanted it to feel very warrior cats, so I found the warrior cats fonts and used them throughout the reference sheet. So thanks to this Reddit thread for all of that. But yeah, I don't have that much art of Dayshadow, and I'd really love more, so that's why I'm really excited to have a ref sheet for her for ArtFight. So yeah, this was a really fun process drawing her and finally getting her a ref, and yeah, I can't wait to see people draw her.